What is up, folks? Welcome to the Global Speedrun Association. We've got a Celeste any percent league qualifier race for you between our own FCRacers and dahlukeh. I'm Electric. Here with me in the booth, the man, the myth, the fabulous haired legend, Dave Stereo. How you feeling today?
Yo, what's going on, Electric? Just had my race against Flesh, and ready to commentate this one. This one's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, really stoked to see how FC performs in this. Of course, FC of commentary fame, but has been running Celeste, did that invisible percent showcase run at pace, and let's see what he has to offer in these league qualifier races.
I got the file names ready, just waiting for our runners to get situated for the countdown, and we should be on our way. Oh, and speaking of which, we are on our way.
Very nice. Now, of course, this quick little prologue section, nothing really of note happening here. Since we don't get our dash until the very, very end, and both these guys PC runners, so they're going to be able to skip that final prologue cutscene that does seem to take a little while, so it's glad that they're able to skip that so that they just get right into the action of Forsaken City.
See, and I've realized Luke is on his individual chapter timer. Hopefully he can realize that and switch the file timer. But either way, we can keep you guys up to date with the file times at the end of the chapters to let you guys know what. Oh, there we go. You know.
Very nice. And that actually doesn't waste any time in game at all, since this game is timed exclusively from in-game time. And going into Forsaken City, let's see what FCRacers can pull out here. Gonna get a quick resync for you after that timing issue.
Dude, shout out to Milo with the syncing.
Oh yeah. It can be kind of hard to keep up with syncing this game, so.
Luke opting to take the upper route for the zipper block room. FC going underneath and getting the wall bounce.
Yeah, it looks like Luke is gaining a little bit of momentum over FC right now, but still a very, very tight lead. Nice reverse hyper from FC.
Yeah, he actually opted to take it from the air, like started from the air, which has a better chance of you receiving your dash back, so you don't accidentally have blue hair.
Oh, nice.
And Luke with the corner boost there. I love that one.
Yeah. For how simple of a chapter this is, there is some pretty cool movement, especially towards the end.
Oh. No, like, you have everything. You have all the wall bounces, you got some corner boosts, you have some ultra dashes, you know. There's a little bit of everything in chapter 1.
There's even a spike bounce toward the very, very end, so.
And we got Luke gonna be setting that up right here, and ayo.
It's good.
Now let's see, FC.
Very
FC
nice.
Is good. Oh, Luke missing the final jump. See, Luke goes for that angle dash, opting to do just the up dash for the second. And wow, looking like we have a sync, guys.
Yep. Luke almost getting out of there with a mild lead, but that lead reduced down to a second moving into old site. So it's still anybody's game right now. We'll see how their dream block movement looks. This area, I've said it before, but like this intro section is probably one of my favorite areas of the game. That like star falling background and like the subtle ambient music. It's just, it all comes together in such a beautiful way.
It's just like, hey, we'll skip this screen. Yeah, we'll skip the next one.
FC with the first death.
Oh, no. And Luke getting the cutscene skip, saving about a second there. Skipping the cutscene from the top left corner, which instantly puts you in the dream block.
And FC doing the same. Very nice. So dahlukeh with a mild lead due to that death that FC took earlier. Getting right into the battle and chase now. Ooh, FC taking a death in this room. Didn't quite see. Oh, taking the dash a little bit too far to the right. And make sure to line it up that time. He was almost too far to the left, but Madeline just barely bopped herself back into the dream block.
And Luke on the coin room getting that wall bounces up to the first coin, so he can just jump up there and hyper dash across the room.
Very, very nice movement from Luke right now.
Let's see what he goes for with threading the needle here. Does he try to beat the first battle in? Oh, he goes in between 1 and 2. Okay. I believe FC does the same strat, so should be about the same time. Let's see, does FC go? Yeah, through the first one. Okay. Ooh, oh my god.
Almost getting out of the room a little too late. So dahlukeh going through the awake section with dream blocks. About to go over to that telephone booth for that fateful phone call that makes you realize, oh wait, I'm just dreaming right now.
It's just a dream. Why are you so nervous? All right, awake section. Let's see how Luke fares with ooh, oh man, getting that. I hate that wall jump there. That makes you go through the loading zone or the transition.
Yeah, just losing all of his momentum right now. Not a very clean awake section. FC though, very very clean movement so far. Trying to go for a corner boost, but not quite getting it, but still going a little bit faster than dahlukeh here.
Yeah, I think FC's gained a couple seconds in this section. Did you notice the time Luke got out of the chapter?
I did not, unfortunately, but FC with a 3:57, so not bad at all.
Starting at about 3:47, so yeah, about a 10-second lead for Luke, I'd say.
But of course, moving into the Grand Budapest Hotel of this game, the Celestial Resort, anything can happen here. This is really where the run really heats up, especially with those dust bunnies. Nice clean movement through that first room from dahlukeh. Gonna be grabbing his kings to the huge mass kingdom.
See how FC fares in the first room. All right, making it.
Nice wall balances from FC to get up that tunnel a little bit faster. As meanwhile, dahlukeh getting his last key real quick before making his way into the huge mess. Ooh, FC with the first death in Celestial Resort. Looks like he didn't get his dash back there or something. Meanwhile, dahlukeh picking up his key, moving right into the huge mess. Now, seeing him have issues with the awake section, I'm curious how this is going to go, because so many spots for you to lose your momentum.
He used to be very confident in his movement.
Oh, yeah. Taking a little bit of a weird dash into that one corner, but other than that, very smooth through this mess.
I'm missing that reverse ultra, but it's all good. Just making the way through. FC unlocking the final door before the huge mess section. One thing I just want to point out, like my favorite thing about this chapter, is every time you open a door, the song will add instruments to the song. You know, it will further the progression of the song. And I feel like that's one of the more underappreciated aspects of this game, is just how the music molds as you complete the level.
Oh yeah, so much of the OST is like honestly like true progressive ambient music. Not even like for a game OST, but like respectable as just art solely on its own. Like
absolutely.
I've said it before, some of the compositions here could easily be compared to Boards of Canada, Aphex Twin, Off the Chair, Square Pusher. Like there's so many like just amazing influences that are combined in such a just organic way.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, we got Luke get the second button room, going into the towels. FC is about to wrap up the first button room. So they're about a button room and a half behind, I'd say. Yeah,
but these towels have some pretty tricky cycles, so we'll see if they is able to prevent losing time.
So let's see what strat Luke goes for here.
Oh!
Let's see.
Going for the too early.
Death cycle, okay. So opting to just go ahead, take the death cycle. No bother resetting the room.
That was actually on purpose, okay, because I know most of the time when people get death cycles, that'll actually make them want to reset, but that I didn't realize that was a room that you actually want the death cycle.
Oh, no, I was just saying, like, Luke had the option to reset the room if they wanted to, but, like, the death wasn't intentional, it just happened.
Oh, okay. Because with all these cycle-based rooms, it's always a bit confusing to me as far as like, okay, if you're on the death cycle, are the bunnies in a slightly better position, maybe?
Yeah, personally, there is one room in 3B actually that I instantly retry on for death cycle, but that is the only one I can think of. But we got Luke on the demo dash. Let's see how they do, how they fare.
Going for the checkpoint here. Could be some considerable time save for FC, but nope, first try. Now. This room has a fairly low success rate after a first try demo, so we'll see. Looks like Luke is going to be able to get it just fine. Very, very clean.
That actually does seem to be a pretty accurate correlation, where if you get first try demo, you just happen to choke the next room just because you're excited about getting first try demo.
Yeah, I feel like the stress of demo being lifted off your shoulders just inherently makes you lose focus.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that.
Luke in the Oshiro chase here. Said it before, so many things chase you in this game. I'm surprised there wasn't an old woman chase added in at some point.
Like, actually, my favorite thing about the old woman is that it's actually Madeline from the future, and there's like some sort of time warping in Celeste or something, or I don't know.
I could believe that fan theory. It seems viable. Luke having to take that death there, gonna wait just a second to get back on a cycle he knows well.
Well, was that at the beginning of the room? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Yeah, the very, very start.
All right, cool. Not too costly of a death for Luke.
It looks like with a first try demo.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was so fast, I happened to miss it.
And clean movement through the second room. No demo curse today in that room. Granted, nobody went for the task cycle, so.
Oh yeah, that corner boost is pretty hard to enter the room. Luke leaving chapter 3 with an 8:30.
Yeah, it looks like FC won't be much more than 30 seconds behind, if that. Oh, well, with these long room deaths, it's probably going to be extended a little bit more. That was the second try demo? Oh, okay, that's my bad.
Next try.
So that's why he got the second room so clean. Got it, okay.
Yeah.
The Luke working his way through Golden Ridge here. Dealing with this breeze, such a difficulty.
Nice corner boost to enter that room. Getting the Archie.
Very nice. Shoutouts to Archie Gang. Not currently represented by the players themselves, but represented by their strats.
I feel like we have a few Archie game races before the end of the day.
Yeah, I think Archie Boy still has a race or two.
Yeah, I'm playing Archie Boy at 10, actually.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Luke fumbling these wall jumps. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
He's just going to go ahead and re-enter the room here. Not quite making his way up there. Okay, manages to make it work this time.
All right, leaving chapter 3, Luke has about a minute 16. About a minute 16, but that's definitely not insurmountable. Bub's drop is a boatload of time loss each time you miss it. And, you know, things like missing an auto-scroller.
Yeah.
Luke, you got this. You got this, Luke. Going for the Ultra Dash. Very
nice. All right. Yeah, and we've seen players lose tons of time to not only that one, but like the more vertical auto-scroller in the Golden Ridge.
These are the mistakes that FC needs to come back. Just these small deaths from Luke, but Luke keeping it going though.
Yep, seeming to recover really well mentally from that mistake, except for that orb. Okay, the save. Oh man.
Have to do the dash jump strat off of the cloud there. It's about like 6 different ways you can do this room that Luke was on, or Luke just finished.
Yeah. It's amazing just how many different strats there are for any given room. Like a number of speed games, you find that the best way to get an optimal time for you is just sifting through all the strats and finding which ones work best for you. And this game is just a pinnacle example of that. You can find any alternate strat for anything that's giving you trouble.
Yeah, it's all about just being able to make it through the screen. It's like, there might be a strat that is 10 times harder that saves 0.2 seconds. So it may or may not be in your best interest to go for strats like that in a race, because you want to just make it to the end of the screen.
Yeah.
Is commentary delayed? Uh-oh, how do we fix that?
There might be a slight delay just from, so the commentary is being done through a Discord voice chat.
And FC getting a corner bop there, trying to wave dash off the second platform. That's very unfortunate. Oh, getting the corner bop, but actually retaining the dash this time around. Notice the first time FC didn't
back up.
FC didn't have the dash, so couldn't recover, but could make the recovery that time. Also doing the dash jump strat in that room. And we got dahlukeh finishing up chapter 4 at 11:57.
Very nice. I'm not noticing a huge delay compared to Dave, so I'm not sure if it's like something that leaving the call would fix.
Oh, we're fine. Okay, cool. Coolio.
But you know who might not be fine? Luke entering Mirror Temple. So much hard stuff happening here. Even in the A side, the yeet jump is so difficult to get all the parts right.
And which strat does Luke go for here? Nice little reverse. Oh, the reverse sniper off of that. Getting it.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he just didn't get his dash back or if he actually just didn't put it in fast enough, but unfortunate death there. Gonna let FC make up a little bit of time as he gets very close to the ending of Golden, barely avoiding that snowball.
Cliff face can be so brutal, man.
Oh yeah, I hated this casually so much. This is really the first part that I just died repeatedly on.
We got Luke with the yeet.
Whoop. Very nice, full yeet. The Death's corner boost working to his full favor. Yeet refers to that corner boost starting off the dash block in the previous room, and if you get all the way past the dash block in the next room, like Luke just did, that's considered the full yeet.
And pretty much the basis of corner boosting is you're abusing the vault up animation that Madeline has when she's at the top of corners. And if you dash in that corner and time a jump, and you're holding grab when you're about to hit the wall, you will actually chain your momentum with the vault up animation, which allows you to do some pretty crazy things on screens. And you notice we have Luke going into 5B. This is because completing the B side will actually unlock the next A side. And it just so happens that quitting out of 5A and going into 5B, it's actually faster to do 5B. And this is because of a very significant sequence break that Luke is about to perform right here, where he's pretty much going to abuse the checkpoints by trying to fall from this loading zone up here. He's going to try to fall back down. Hey,
and
just
gets it first try. Nice. So I've heard two explanations of how it's worked, and I have never like looked into the game's code, so I don't know which one is right. The one that I think is right is that room is coded so that if you die and the last entrance was the first entrance, it'll take you there. Else, it'll take you to the last entrance, because normally those are the only two to that room. But by going down through that one-way platform, you go in through an entrance that isn't the first one, and so the game instantly just puts you at the second one since you fulfilled that condition. The other explanation I've heard is that the game just like takes you to the nearest checkpoint if it doesn't have a logical checkpoint for you, but
yeah, to my knowledge, that's how I personally thought it worked, because there wasn't a respawn tied to like leaving that specific loading zone, so it puts you to the one right next to it. But also, to be honest, I really don't know.
Yeah, it's like both explanations could be right, and like without asking Matt, I'm not exactly sure if we'll ever get like a true answer. As far as like all the things I've seen in other speed games, though, the first explanation makes more sense to me, because that's a type of thing you see a lot in programming. It's just like, oh, I can use this simple expression for this room. Yeah, let's do that. I don't need to hard code every checkpoint.
Okay, yeah. All right, we got FC joining Luke in the B side. Hopefully FC can get a nice demo dash, or bump strat.
Luke, meanwhile, entering the Seeker Zone.
Ooh, I love this strat.
Oh, barely missing it at the end. That 1.5 cycle is so hard. Gets it this try, though. Very, very nice. All right, now we got this Theo Crystal movement. And of course, the Gauntlet and the Impossible Room coming right up.
FC with the Bob Strat.
Lining it up first try. Very nice. No time lost at all on that trick for our guys. Oh.
Uh-oh. Doing a little gymnastics here.
You're trying to get the timing right for the dash here. Okay. Oh! Managed to get Theo back and just barely nudging that little spike.
This is what FC needs.
Oh, absolutely.
One's clearly impossible.
First try, though.
Yeah, leave Theo behind.
Yeah, no need to break the crystal or break the heart with Theo this time. I could have seen it because Theo did cause him so much trouble, but just opting for that optimal strat. FC getting bodied by the Zelda trap. I was very disappointed when I found out that those enemies' official name in The Legend of Zelda is just a trap. That's all it's called.
Wait, I'm sorry, which ones?
These like spike things that are going around in the room FC's in, When you see those in dungeons in like the original Zeldas, those are just called traps. That's their name.
Oh. All right, so we got Luke coming up. Let's see if they opt to do lake skip. Going for a lake skip. First try.
Nice first try. The spike bounce can be pretty difficult to hit.
It's about like an 8 second time save, I believe, for lake skip.
Yeah, FC taking a little bit of issue with these first couple of tunnels here. Moving right along. Meanwhile, dahlukeh starting up his Kevin block movement here. Oop, getting caught in that little corner there.
FC dancing with the Seekers.
Is he gonna be able to get through? Oh, barely, almost, man. That was so close. That and getting bopped again.
It's so particular. You need to get this corner jump in like a very specific way so that you can just reach the switch. But not only do you have to reach the switch, there's a chance that you just don't hit the proper hitbox on the Seeker, and you'll just take a death instead of bopping it.
Yeah, it seems like a really, really tight bop. You're basically coming in at like a diagonal.
See, going for the double ultra strat. Oh, that would have been sick.
It really would have. Unfortunate that failed, but this is the type of stuff that he is probably going to need to start going for. So we're about halfway through with this race, and he's got about a minute plus deficit. Possibly extended to 2 at this point. Having some issues with this room as well.
We got Luke just going through chapter 6 here. Let's see if they take top route or bottom route. Opting for the top route. Okay.
Interesting. Did you see FC avoiding that Seeker on that last screen?
I actually missed that.
He did like a weird dash or something because it was coming right at him while he was in like a corner formed by a floor and a right side wall. And somehow he managed to do like a dash or something to get out from under the Seeker and then bop it. Like, I don't understand how it didn't kill him. It was pretty nuts. Oh boy.
Oh my god, I thought Theo was gonna bounce off the wall and fall off.
Same. The clearly impossible room now. Very clean movement.
We got Luke hitting that cabin block at 2:33 in the individual chapter timer. Doing the fastballs.
Oh, FC having issues with this very last room of 5B.
No.
Barely missing that cycle.
Okay, what are we gonna do? All right, FC, you got this?
Yup, there he goes. Okay, getting out of chapter 5. Taking a few deaths in that 5B, but I mean, hey, the B-sides are known to be especially hard, so I think that can be excused for sure. And a beautiful battle and boost from dahlukeh as he gets into his battle and fight, which honestly is basically a battle and chase in reverse. I mean, battle and doesn't really get much of a chance to even shoot at you in these first few rooms.
It's like, even though you'll see the fireball spawn, half the time the hitbox isn't active, so you can still actually hit Battle-In. Alright, FC, lake skip.
Ooh, oh, failing the first try. Come on, you got this. Oh. Give it another go, and then go ahead. There we go, third try. Gap is kind of widening, unfortunately, but I mean, most of that is due to dahlukeh's just really, really optimized gameplay.
Honestly, the strat that Luke tries here, going underneath the ultra and then skipping the feather, very nice.
Very fast. That feather with the locked speed, not something we want to use when we don't have to. Ooh. Luke getting bopped by the corner, almost letting Battle-In shoot an extra laser at him. Oh, FCRacers, the Kevin block is going soaring.
He's waiting it. No, neutral, yes. Okay. Oh, I thought he was gonna run out of stamina.
There we go. All right. Yeah, that was definitely a Monka-S. dahlukeh getting into some of these longer rooms. FC is going to want to see a death over on Luke's side, because that'll give him some substantial time back. You can feel the Monka-S, yeah, D. When Madeline starts flashing red and starts sliding down, it's just like, oh god, what can I even do now?
Oh no. Oh, oh, wow.
Oh.
Luke getting corner bop like twice or something.
You're just not able to recover at the end of the day.
So it's the property where like corners can sometimes like, yeah, they can chain your momentum, but they can also just eat your momentum just because. And they can definitely throw you for loops sometimes if you get corner bop.
Oh yes, very, very true. And now dahlukeh in probably the longest dodging section. That first laser beam is such a hard one to... Oh, taking the death right at the end there.
I think even Luke was so surprised that they dodged that laser that like they weren't properly prepared for the second dash, just because, man, I thought they were taking that shot.
Yeah, same here. Because we've got Luke now done with the battle and fight. Not too much damage. Meanwhile, FC just starting. Can save some time over Luke's battle and fight, though.
Getting a nice 302 hit on the Kevin block there. I always like getting around like the 3-minute mark. Is generally what I like to see at the that first Kevin block. FC making nice work of the fast falls here with the dev intended shortcuts, and Luke is out of chapter 6 at 22:53.
Very nice. Well, FC through the water, getting ready for his battle and boost, going into the battle and fight on his own. Meanwhile, dahlukeh entering Summit. So he has a really substantial lead, but of course Summit has really some of the most challenging gameplay in this entire run. And of course there are little things like that that can periodically happen. So it's currently Luke's race to lose, and it'll be really interesting to see how those potential nerves might be affecting his Summit. The fight's going pretty well for FC so far, actually.
Yeah, I don't think there's been any sort of major mishaps in battle and fight so far.
Although he is just now starting to get to some of the longer rooms, so could expect that to change in just a moment. Meanwhile, dahlukeh at 500 meters. Forsaken City revisit, nothing too fancy, but still lots of spikes around nonetheless.
Let's see how Luke approaches this zipper block. Going for the reverse ultra. There we go.
Oh, that was beautiful.
I always love to see it because it's like, you know, that doesn't save like a whole lot of time comparatively. And when you're in a race scenario, it's like, hey man, do I go for this? Do I not? But nah, Luke's going for it.
Yeah, and that's such a crazy strat. Just a little bit of off timing and you're just diving right into some spikes. dahlukeh at 1,000. This is actually probably my favorite general section of the game, just because all the galaxy hypers and dream hypers you can do. Like, it's so beautiful.
And Luke's already done 3 of them, so I imagine, oh, very nice recovery on the coin. I imagine we're going to see plenty more dream hypers from Luke. There's 1.
Yep, watching for Madeline's hair to turn red here. All the movement is just so fluid.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But do you go for the spike? The spike hyper. So yeah, you can actually dream hyper off of spikes. It is incredible. Incredibly risky also, but Luke saves all the time that they can.
All right, now dahlukeh starting 1,500. Are we about to see some... Okay, no craziness here today.
Yeah, that demo, man.
I can't believe it's actually like as easy as some people are like acting like it is.
If you do the setup, you can do it, man. I promise.
I mean, I think it's really sort of like the other demo in Chapter 3. Like, it's just because it's at the very beginning of the room, I think. Don't have too much time to like misalign yourself somehow.
Yeah. Got FC getting their level up, making their way to the very end of Chapter 6. Luke, go in the Ultra Dash room.
Ooh.
Oh, going for a death cycle. Okay, death cycle. Oh, up.
Oh, almost making it too.
Still going for death cycle.
And getting it very clean this time. Okay.
Oh my god.
Let's go, Luke. Luke with the incredibly cool hands today. Oh, but having some issues in this room. Kind of a backwards repeat of a pre-demo room. So now FC starting out Summit as Luke making his way up to 2,000 meters. Lots of things can happen in this Golden Ridge, especially if he decides to try to bound under the terrain and just won't let it go if it keeps failing. That could lose some significant time.
Well, FC getting a nice 38 grab on the final battle and in the first section. Actually, really good pace so far. Yeah, just as you said, Electric, we got... Well, which auto-scroller skip is going to happen here?
I'm thinking we're going to see at least one attempt to bound. Nope, just a standard auto-scroll. Oh, barely missing that auto-scroller block. FC taking a death in this 500 meters room. So Luke gets it that second, kind of third try. I think he took another death somehow. Now just having to wait on this block. Yeah, these wind physics have to be weird to deal with as a runner because you're used to Madeline moving a certain way, having a certain momentum throughout the entire run. And then like the wind will seem to change by room, so you're just constantly having to adjust.
Yeah, especially when you're like, you know, you're throwing your momentum from one room into the other. Ooh, Luke getting that nice demo dash to squeeze through the block.
Very, very clean movement in 2000 here. Moving on up into 2500, that Mirror Temple revisit. Yo, what's up, Dankle?
We got Dan in the chat.
Press 1 if your name is Dan, chat.
Alright, nice. Nice movement from Luke going into key skip here. They can get the double wall jump. 1, 2, then bam. And
very nice. Ooh, FC with a death here in this final room of 1000. Oh, barely not able to get into the dream block somehow. Not sure exactly what happened because the dash looked good.
Yeah, that was weird. I got the thread the needle from Luke.
Barely not threading it.
Now let's skip some doors.
Oh, FC trying for that super fast cycle, but just barely late for that final Dust Bunny. Oh no. Not quite used to the death cycle, it seems.
Oh man, these deaths in the final rooms.
Yeah, Luke just literally climbing up too high. That was all that was.
Nice little haircut. Alright, FC with the Ultra Room as Luke is approaching the final 30. Oh my, FC? FC, what you doing? Okay.
You're gonna go ahead and take it a little bit slower this time, I think.
Whoop.
Okay, thinking that he'd already died, pausing, and then failing to actually grab the ledge because of that. You know, Luke having some issues in flags. Seems to be recovering pretty well, though. Okay, so now Luke making better progress, picking up that momentum. Oh, it's Commentators Curse in full effect.
Electric, you just had to do it.
I'm sorry, I had to do it to him.
Alright,
the curse is deeper than we know.
Oh, it is definitely a real thing. Definitely a real thing. I thought FC was gonna go for the screen transitions there to refill the dash to do that little shortcut.
I'm managing to make it work without. Hoping FC doesn't get bopped by snowballs here. Looks good. Okay, getting the dash out of the room there. And no bounds under the terrain today. We're just going to see a standard auto-scroller skip from FC.
Like 13, Luke is clear.
Yep, Luke closing in on the summit. Starting to get to the point where there really aren't any huge time losses left unless he just repeatedly takes deaths somewhere. This is certainly still close enough for FC to get a decent number of points from this race, so
absolutely
despite the loss, not a total loss per se.
So I believe the way this tournament goes is for every 10 seconds that Luke finishes before FC, they will be awarded a extra point for every 10 seconds.
That's correct, yeah. So there's a pool of 30 that if the race finished within 10 seconds, second place would get all 30. And for each 10 seconds, one of the points gets subtracted from the 30 and added to the winner's point total.
Okay.
And so if there's a 5-minute differential, that ends up meaning that the winner gets 90 points.
Oh, Luke taking their time with flag 3. Gonna make it through. Final 2, getting that flag 2.
No deaths here. Oh.
Get the crystal.
Very nice recovery there.
FC with key skip. First try.
Very nice. As dahlukeh closing in on the end, just a couple of spike bushes left. And he's in the clear with that Kashmir flag at a 33.00. 33.01, sorry. dahlukeh with a very nice run. Gonna go ahead and clinch this win out. FC, meanwhile, trying to make his way out of 2,500. If he gets out of here pretty quickly, he can definitely make his way over onto the summit before those 5 minutes have passed. Going ahead still for the door skips. Gets them both on this try, despite not getting the first one multiple tries before. And so meanwhile, FC... Wait, you can't hit the switches?
Wait, are you talking about for door skip?
Yeah.
I mean, like, you can hit the switches if you like.
Oh, it's a rule on the challenge page. Interesting. I didn't actually know that.
Wait.
Well, why is
wait,
that?
really?
He's
really?
messing with me.
I was gonna say no way. Oh my god, Troy.
I was like, this is the same as XD skip in Hesimo.
Oh my god.
I'm not gullible, I'm trusting, and that's the problem.
Oh wait, XD, isn't that like an alternate 2D skip?
So in SMO, during the escape sequence, when you get to the 2D, there's 2D skip, and then in the next room, you can do a kind of similar thing, but it doesn't save any time, and that's what's called XD skip.
Oh my god.
I don't think that one has as much risk of a death, but it is still kind of finicky, and like I said, it doesn't save anything, I don't think.
Alright, FC trucking along, flag 19. Approaching some of the longer flags in the downdraft section.
Yep, and of course with these updrafts, it's hard to move through here fast since it kind of creates a bit of an anti-gravity effect. So Madeline just gets really floaty, which in just about every game ends up translating as slow. A nice movement so far, no deaths. Just has to grab these keys and he is in the clear. And very nice. Okay, yeah, taking the death right after.
That is a death you definitely don't mind taking once you've threaded the needle. You're like, thank God I just made it through.
Yep. Now FC getting on up into flag 10.
Oh, the down angle dash, ballsy.
Yeah, he's making it work. I think he might know that it's all about the time at this point and going for a couple of risky things just to try to optimize that time as much as he can. But a very solid performance still from FC. He's been making some really rapid improvements recently, and this run definitely is something that wouldn't have been possible just a few months ago, even as like just a random no reset.
Oh yeah, just in general, I was thinking about this. You know, some of the earlier Celeste tournaments, I remember seeing 45s commonly. You know, like people were getting 45s and 40s, and you know, maybe like a 38, and then you know, like the elite players getting anywhere from like 33 to 35, 32. But like, you know, now we're just seeing amazing times from so many competitors.
Oh yeah, like pretty much everyone I've seen. I don't think I've seen like above a 38, if that. I mean, that's really, really awesome to see in these qualifiers. I think the actual leagues are going to be so competitive this time around.
I absolutely cannot wait.
We've got FC up to flag 1. Just a few more jumps, and he is going to come in about 4 minutes and 15, 16 seconds behind dahlukeh with a 37-18. GG's to FC and dahlukeh. Really nice, solid runs from both. And we're going to be trying for interviews in just a moment. Looks like we got FC in the call with us first. How you feeling, man?
That could have been a lot better. It was all right. I mean, okay, you know, I've always told myself to not be super negative about it. There were definitely some good points. I had a very, very good battle fight.
Oh yeah, that was super solid. And speaking of dahlukeh, how are you feeling? I think you had a couple issues on parts of the battle and fight, but still clinching that win.
Yeah, like GG FC. It looked like he had a bit of a rough time in some places.
Yeah.
I also, somewhat, I just like, I don't know what I was thinking through most of it. I think I was still kind of annoyed after reflection, and just went in with the wrong mentality and ended up like dying a bunch, which was unfortunate. So
yeah, I mean, the first half of reflection was really bad for me. There were just like deaths and just dumb stuff happening. Like Kevin got away from me, which I didn't understand how that happened.
Dude, like and you saved it. You saved that.
I just sat there.
but like your stamina was going, but dude, it was the embodiment of Monka S.
Hey, look, yeah. I like to bring the drama, so you know.
Well, speaking of that one seeker room, do you remember like barely dodging a seeker in a corner? Because that was wild.
Yes.
Which temple room?
It was I think it's about the room before the gauntlet.
Oh yeah, okay.
But yeah, I mean, just looking at the times here, I mean, I was actually, you know, nerves started building up in the first part of the game. Resort was kind of shaky. Death in the last Ashira room, I was kind of salty about that. Not getting demo first try. But like I said, the battle and fight was really good. I'm a little upset that I hit retry at the very end. That was the only death in the battle section. I was like,
in the battle line cutscene or in a different area?
I was literally like about to start the cutscene.
Oh yeah. I think I've done that a couple of times. It spawns you at it, which is kind of nice, but also it's just like, why am I doing this?
So usually what I do is I try to ultra into it so that when I get out, I have the momentum, and then I just jump up and am able to wall bounce off the right side of the room.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I did get all the tricks that I usually go for in reflection. I got that nice ultra strat, you know, a featherless in that room. Summit was okay. No, Summit was not okay. I'm looking at how many deaths I had. It was not all right. It was not all right. So, but you know, I've been out of practice. I already have mentioned that, and so especially like this group is filled with a lot of great and talented runners, and I am definitely the underdog, so to speak, just from PB points. So I was like, you know what, just go in and do the best you can and have fun with it.
Yeah, I think that's a good philosophy. Like, just try and improve a bit, try and have some fun. So,
and I mean, my ideal goal was to make it into the at least the first part of season 2, and I did by being in the qualifier.
Yeah.
So I can't complain too much. You know what I mean? So
it's pretty fair. Yeah. Nice.
It was really sweet to see both you guys get first try bumps drop.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
I mean, I got to keep my 100% bump drop rate going. You know what I'm saying?
and FC, even though it was like a second try demo dash, like you guys didn't get hung up at like some of the main bottlenecks that happened during some races. So it was really cool to just see it flow in that regard.
Yeah, I was pretty happy. Like, I got first try bobs, late skip, and demo, and I was just like, okay, like those, traditionally hard tricks I managed to get, and then I don't know, like third try the triple ultra room and some other, and like third try like the wall bouncing ridge in shrine. I'm just like, okay, sure, I guess that's the harder trick of the game. At this
that one
point,
is annoying. So, yeah.
You guys. I must say, you guys need to watch back the Ultra Dash room in 1500 because you both were dancing around. Like, you guys, I don't even know what was happening. It was insane.
Yeah, I've been practicing that because I just, every single time I die on entry and then I can get it like second or third try, but I obviously like messed up and then was kind of flustered for a bit, so.
Yeah, and I do have a backup strat if I do die initially, so I can do them both, but it was just not coming out. Like, you saw, I wasn't getting my dash back and everything. I got it in the end, but I was just like, I need to get this through. And then also in the other long room too, I got corner bopped after the 2 dashes. Yeah, so I was glad I was able to catch that because usually I'll jump into the dense bunnies that are up, and I was like, well, she just stopped moving. Let me just slow it down.
Yeah, and save it there.
Because that room in particular has been very problematic for me. Like that's where a lot of my runs are just getting destroyed. So
yeah. But, I think I was particularly happy with Hotel. I think that was a gold by like a couple of seconds, which was pretty good, despite the 2 smallish deaths. And otherwise, I was happy with Reflection up to the last battle line room. That was very unfortunate. But yeah, otherwise, not much else to say other than Summit and Reach were terrible. So.
Yeah, my ult site was bad too. I died 3 times in the room before you meet battling. Just running it. Yeah, I don't know.
Towards, yeah,
I was like, I'm gonna blame nerves because I definitely was starting to feel like nervous at the beginning of the race, and then it kind of just panned off there.
Oh yeah,
all right.
That's all good.
Yeah, so getting word from the back that we gotta go ahead and get going. But GG's guys, it was an awesome race to watch, and of course FC will be replacing me in the commentary booth for this next race, along with Dave Stereo. That will be Archie Boy versus Programmatic.
Oh, that should be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really, really awesome race. Stick around for that. It'll be starting in just a couple minutes. But in case you can't, we were glad to have you, and we hope that you come back for another race in the future. I'm Electric. Dave, it's my first time commenting with you, but man, it was awesome.
Dude,
I love it.
This was great. Absolutely amazing time. Don't forget to follow the runners, guys. Follow the commentators, and we will see you in the next one.
Yep. Peace out. See you in just a couple minutes.